How do you deal with multiple deadlines? Now, commonly, a lot of people reported that there was a strong mix of motivational and behavioral questions. I recommend that you have a couple of stories to hand. I call these star stories, and I deal with it in my interview success secrets course, where I outline how you can use a couple of stories to answer 10, 20, 30 different behavioral interview questions. But when you're answering star questions, first of all, you need to think, what does a good person do when they're handling multiple deadlines? Well, in order to be successful, they probably need to be organized. They need to be communicative, be hardworking, have a really good handle on everything that's happening, and be honest in their self-appraisal. That's how we deal with multiple deadlines, because let's face it, yes, it would be ideal if we all went to work and we worked and we did our job perfectly. But for most of us, we get sidetracked, other things get involved, other people become involved, and then we find ourselves deviating. One thing that I really encourage you to do when you're telling your star stories is be specific about the details, because that's really going to hold the story. The amount of times where I've sat down with somebody for a one-to-one session and they've talked in very vague generalities about, yes, I was at university and I worked with some people and I did a thing for a project. This is not a very interesting story. And in fact, one of the key skills that I work with people when we're going through one-to-one is how to tell good stories, how to tell something that's interesting and captivating. This is particularly relevant when you're dealing with somebody who is just like you. Think to yourself, what do you find interesting? What about your friend who tells great stories? What's interesting about it? The level of detail, the specific, how stuff smell or what you had to say. It's just the little things that can turn a little bit of a, generic story into something that's just a rip-roaring laugh of your friends.